Hey guys, Tom Mobile back again, and today I'm going to be talking about the 5 things you are going to miss coming from the Galaxy S20 to the Galaxy S21. We'll start off by going over the price. For the Galaxy S21 we have $799, for the S21 Plus we have $999, finally the S21 Ultra is $1199. I'm glad Samsung listened this time around and knocked $200 off each of the phone compared to last year. So keep that in the back of mind when we're talking about certain features that Samsung decided to take away. But so far I'll give them a big thumbs up for their pricing choices. Last year, starting off at $1,000 and increasing it to $1,200 and $1,400, there was no way I was going to pay that much for a cell phone. You could buy a pretty good 70-inch TV for $1,400. The first thing you are going to notice that's missing going from the Galaxy S20 to the Galaxy S21 is there's no longer MicroSD support. Originally, we thought that the Ultra model would support this, but unfortunately none of the Galaxy S21 lineup will support the MicroSD. This will annoy most of the hardcore Samsung fan who already have a bunch of SD cards around. But if you're just switching to Samsung for the first time, I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. The base model is about $800 at 128GB, which is a lot of storage, I must admit, for an average user. Unless you're a power user, you can consider paying a little bit more to get more space. And if you really think about it, the next tier up is $850. So for another $50 you can get 256GB of storage, which is not that bad in the grand scheme of things. Although if you look on Amazon, you can get a 128GB microSD card anywhere from $15 to $30. So in theory, that's a little bit cheaper compared to $50. And if you see here, for $50, you can actually get 400GB for a microSD card, which is actually what I'm using now for my Galaxy S20. One thing to keep in mind though, microSD card, it varies depending on read speed, and there's a lot of different factors that goes into a lot of these cards as well. Some cards are slower than others. If you buy a cheap card that is like $10 and 128GB, they can potentially break or not take advantage of the full data transfer speed. So I can see the reason why they are eliminating the microSD support. The last time they tried to do this was back on the Galaxy S6. It may have been a little bit too early for the time. I believe the Galaxy S6 might have been 32GB or 64GB, something like that. So at the time, I can see why people were upset with the move. The operating system itself is probably about like half the storage there, so there wasn't much to work with then. Don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of microSD, but there are some benefits to just using the internal storage only. You can take advantage of the fastest speed, and everything is just more well integrated the way that it was supposed to be. The second thing you are going to be missing is a Quad HD display, which I am indifferent about because even on the Galaxy S20 I was always using the 1080p on 120Hz. The third thing you're going to be missing going from the Galaxy S20 to the Galaxy S21 is the glass back. Samsung chose to go with plastic and I am okay with it. They did the same thing on the Galaxy S20 Fan Edition and it feels great in the hand. I can live with a plastic back in the $700 to $800 range. But once you start hitting the $1,000 mark, that is where I draw the line and would expect a more premium material, regardless whether I use the case or not. If you enjoy seeing videos like this, please remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss anything. The fourth feature you're going to miss going from the Galaxy S20 to the Galaxy S21 is there's actually less RAMs. The Galaxy S20 have 12 gigs of RAM, while the Galaxy S21 have 8 gigs of RAM. I'm surprised there's not a bigger outcry for this, but to be honest, I have both the Galaxy S20 and the Galaxy S20 Fan Edition, which have half the RAM. Performance-wise, you don't really miss a beat. 8GB should be enough unless you have 100 apps opening at once, then you might start noticing some slowdown.
Are you sure that's gonna work here?
Yeah, why wouldn't it?
I've just never seen anyone pay with their phone here. I think those only work at like fancy grocery stores. We fancy.
The fifth feature that's missing is MST. For those who don't know, Samsung Pay allows you to pay at almost every terminal that accepts credit card, which is a huge advantage over Apple Pay and Google Pay, which require NFC. Although the thought process behind this is NFC is more widely accepted now, so it don't really come into play that often, but it's still disappointing to see that Samsung finally dropped these features. I do find it helpful every now and then where I don't have my wallet and the payment terminal do not have NFC. Keep in mind that the Galaxy S20 will be discontinued, so if you still like some of these features, this may be your last chance to get them. They are keeping the Galaxy S20 Fan Edition around at $700, which is $100 cheaper than the Galaxy S21. So that's another option you can consider if you don't like some of these changes. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Galaxy S21 below. Is a $200 savings over last year's model worth it at the expenses of these extra features? Please remember to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you can stay on top of the latest news, and see you guys next time.